There we go. We're back live again, live on Twitch and YouTube.
Awesome.
So here we go. Last time we didn't know we were on YouTube, so it's nice to be there, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start off with a quick shout out. Your shirt made me think of it. Buckeyes won the championship. Woo! Everybody outside of Ohio could care less, but we care. That's our people.
Took 10 years, which is crazy.
Yeah.
10 years since the last one. I saw that. I was like, wow, that feels like that just happened.
Right. Well, let's get into it. So I wanted to talk about a couple things, but let's start with, without getting too political, let's talk about the inauguration side of our new president, because that was a circus of its own, right? Like, if politics aside, the circus that was there was something totally different. So,
oh yeah.
So in one row, you had Elon, Jeff Bezos, the head of Google, the head of OpenAI, the CEO of Apple. What was it? 4 out of the 5 richest people on the planet were sitting there.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. That's a crazy amount, considering that years ago, those were the enemies. Like, Trump started his own social media because of all these other people that were there. So his truth, or whichever one he's got, that one, I'm thinking of the company, his whole media company was their competitor. And now they're all his buddies. They're lining up to kiss the ring on that one. Right.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It is. It is, especially since just recently Zuckerberg was on some podcasts and saying that the Democratic Party was telling him to take content down or alter content during COVID. That now they're not policing anything anymore because they don't want to be the world's police. Do you think they did that because there was an issue and they wanted to deal with it, or do you think they did it to stay off the new radar?
I don't know. Maybe a little both.
Yeah, just smart business, just aligning it.
Right. I don't know. It makes you think that they're not that all those guys are corrupt, but you always just think nowadays that there's something sketchy.
Yeah.
Something behind the scenes that we all don't know about.
There was a lot of people there. I mean, they had, for the first time, you had like podcasters there. You had Joe Rogan in the seats. You had, Logan Paul was out there.
I didn't know Joe Rogan was there.
Yeah, he was there. I mean, you had like Dana White there. You had Theo Vaughn on there. So big podcast names that were part of this, So you had podcasting and you had social media in the same spot. Not big news outlets. You didn't hear about that, but just an interesting crowd. Really, really interesting crowd.
Yeah, a lot of people that kind of are more known by the younger generation.
Yeah.
Different than in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, you had Elon there. Elon was the guy that, he doesn't fit in with all the social media stuff, but he and Tesla, I mean, you can't go wrong there, but boy, did he catch some shit for whatever that thing was where he says,
he saluted the Nazis.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird, because the videos that I saw, the very first video I saw of it was very edited, where it was only him doing that. So it just looked like he was talking and doing Hail Hitler stuff. And then the next video I saw was out further, where he did it and then he turned around and did it again and then was like, "My heart goes out to you." Like, it didn't look like he was doing something and then thought like, "Oh, that looks wrong, I better say something." Like, he looked legitimate there. But man, like, out of all the things to do,
his arm and his hand were so straight. There was no bend in it. So, and it was like, I mean, if you're saying to thank all my people and throwing your arms around, I get that, but it was just
just weird.
It was just, and I don't.
The timing of it wrong.
Yeah, I know a lot of people criticize him for a lot of different things, but I've always been a fan of him.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I always
I
thought
don't.
he is weird. He is over the top. He is, you know, he is that guy, right? But he's the same guy. All the people that are like, oh my God, Elon's crazy. But you guys cheer for Tony Stark and Iron Man, who is just as nutty. You know what I mean? He's a cool character there, but when he does it
Yeah,
over here, and it's weird, but you
right.
know, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think he's a cool cat, but that just it's like timing, man. Like, why would you do that? That's like, you know, at a high school graduation going, your career is gonna go so far. You're gonna do so well and it not like and it not be
Yeah,
called out.
right. It was odd.
Yeah, definitely odd. And it makes it more odd because he's Trump's like right hand man now. Like that's his guy.
Yeah, and with all the
So
rumors surrounding Donald Trump, like if he was at Biden's inauguration doing this 4 years ago, it'd be all right. Still a little weird, but no one would look too far into it. But with Trump, it's like, whoa.
yeah. Yeah, just because of all the rhetoric and all the things that have led up to it and all that stuff. But
Right.
but overall, you know, with that whole the whole Nazi thing or anything like that, they all seem very supportive of Israel, like all of them, which is like the Jewish, community. So I don't know. I think it's just poor timing and poor choice of way of saying it. Like if you went, my heart goes out to you, it would make more sense than whatever it is he just did. You
Right.
know. I also saw some things where it showed people there at the inauguration, like Trump's kids and stuff, and they're standing like this,
The
like what are you
Illuminati.
doing? Yeah, like what are you doing, man? Like at all the times, just put your hands in your pockets right now. What are you doing? So
His son is odd looking.
yeah, both of them, but he's got
Yeah.
the one that's really out there.
Oh, hold on. Let me grab this dog.
Someone wants to say hi, huh? Don't forget we're live. So with all our people watching right now.
Well, everyone just met Sugar.
Yep. Yep.
So did you hear that there's another I don't know if it's another wildfire, if it's just a continuation of the, not to keep harping on the wildfires like we were last time, but there's new wildfire near LA explodes to 8,000 acres, forces evacuations. That was
No,
today.
I haven't. And I tell you what, that's a great segue into another point I wanted to make is that TikTok shut down last weekend. And then when it came back, my algorithm is totally screwed up. But what's
Yes.
weird, it's not so screwed up that it's not recognizable because I still like I don't get anything with the fires at all. Like no news at all of the fires when my feed was filled with that. The drones on the East Coast, my feed was filled with all sorts of news and conspiracy theories. Same with all of that. No like corrupt government stuff or anything like that. No aliens there for a while. Like that was my feed. My feed was aliens, drones, fires, corruption with the elections, corruptions in other states or
Yep.
countries. I mean, none of that. It is totally different now. Now, what's weird is it didn't totally change because I still get Microsoft Excel hacks that were, that was part of my feed too. Like just weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where, so it's like it knows some of my stuff. Not, it didn't totally reset. I didn't look up Microsoft Excel since I started, getting back on it.
Yeah.
It
It's
almost
almost just
feels
like,
like because it does. It feels to me like Like all that stuff's taken off, and now where I used to see like a girl dancing or something every 30 swipes, something weird like that. Now it was like, man, when I first turned it back on, that's all it was.
Right.
And like
It's
to where I don't even
weird
know if
'cause
my
it
algorithm is
didn't
back yet.
reset. It didn't obviously didn't reset,
Right.
but it's just different.
It is.
Well, that is the thing. TikTok's algorithm is known as the best algorithm for just like reels and stuff because I started looking into it whenever TikTok got banned because it's like, why wouldn't just a company in the US just create TikTok themselves? Just have a US based TikTok. And I was looking into it, and there are companies that do have their US TikTok. I mean, heck, Facebook, YouTube,
Yeah.
Instagram, they all have their own version of TikTok, the Reels. But the thing is those their algorithm sucks. Like,
Yeah.
you'll go on Facebook Reels and you'll click on one video, it'll be the same. Like if you watch a video if you see a fight video that you click on, you keep scrolling, all you're gonna see is fight videos, one after the other. But on TikTok, the algorithm's so good that it makes people pretty much makes people addicted to it. And that's why everyone
Yeah.
loves it so much. And no one has
Yeah.
figured out what that algorithm how to make that good of an algorithm. That's why TikTok's so powerful.
And I think the same goes for like threads. Like Facebook has threads or Instagram, whoever Meta has threads.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like Twitter, and it's not. It's not as good as Twitter.
No.
And you would think like, oh, why don't you just figure it out? Just do what they're doing. But they can't. The algorithm's different and all that. So it's
Yeah.
the same kind of mentality that Reels is cool. To me, though, I can get stuck like on Facebook Reels. It doesn't give you any diversity. It's like if you click on
Yeah.
one thing, it stays on it for way
Click
too
on a fight
long.
video, it stays on a fight
Yep.
video.
I've been stuck on these backyard fights, these like the ones where they're in like a little arena, but it's like two people that have never trained to fight and they're just swinging, or like redneck brawls. And man, I get stuck watching. I end up watching those for like an hour, where because like I said, Facebook doesn't change it up. So I'm watching these two people who's never fought just windmilling at each other, all at a
Yeah.
hoping to land
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it's not terrible because if you see a TikTok reel or a TikTok reel, if you see a Star Wars reel on Facebook, you can just keep scrolling and more Star Wars, and you'll just be you'll go down a rabbit hole of Star Wars. But over 15 minutes or so, you get kind of tired of it. On TikTok,
Right.
there's so much diversity that you just keep on. Like you'll go down one rabbit hole, you'll get out of that and keep scrolling, find something else interesting. So
And if you pick the wrong thing, like if you look at one for too long of like somebody walking out and getting hit by a bus, and you're like, oh shoot, man, that's kind of crazy. Everything that you see, the next one's gonna be a car hitting somebody, a motorcycle hitting somebody, whatever, blah blah blah. And before you know it, you're just stuck. Like you can't reset it,
yeah.
So that'll kind of get you sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you see going back to the inauguration? I didn't want to forget. Did you see Billy Ray Cyrus up there?
Oh my goodness.
Like
That was bad.
Where none of his audio was working. And it was probably one of those things where he was probably too intoxicated to go out there. And they're like, look, dude, don't go out there. Like if there's any place, if there's anything that you've heard about Trump, if he's going to pay you to go out there and sing and you don't do it, he's not going to pay you. Like you're not going to get your cut here. He's going to tell you owe him money for wasting his time. And they cut off his audio, and he's out there just singing along to a song from like 1989 or whatever. Like, don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. Like it was bad, man. He looked horrible.
Yeah,
without
any music or backup vocals.
And he's like yelling to the guys in the back. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, my guitar's not working. Hello. Is anybody back there?
They said his response was, "No, that's what you call rock and roll."
Right. Right.
I mean, it's true.
Wonder how they got
Rock and
him.
roll.
Like, oh, okay, who do we got? Kid Rock? Sure, that's awesome. Who else? Jason Aldean, he was there. You have
Yeah. Peter McCollum, who's another big
Carrie, what's her last name? The country singer. Carrie
Underwood?
Underwood, yeah.
Oh, she
Carrie
sang?
Underwood. Yeah, she sang in a cappella. They couldn't get the audio to work where she was, and she sang America the Beautiful a cappella. Like, it was beautiful. And then the whole place was singing along with her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is
So
it always like this? I mean, do they have performers and singers and stuff come out? And I don't remember it being like this for Biden.
yeah, they said there was like 3 different after parties or like 3 presidential balls afterwards. Like, he went to one and they're dancing and so and so sings and so and so sings and the next one and then the next one. But yeah, I don't know, man. Trump knows how to throw down. Everybody lines up to party with him, I guess.
Yeah. Well, here's a little. It goes down the line. So it says who performed at Biden's inauguration. Oh, well, that was in the middle of COVID-19, which limited the celebrity activities, which makes sense. It still took place in person outside the U.S. Capitol and featured Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, Garth Brooks. He had some big names.
Yeah,
Obama's
for sure.
Inauguration in 2009. Aretha Franklin. Don't know who that is. Violinist.
Oh, she's an old soul singer.
Yeah. I think that's a picture of her. Itzhak Perlman. Gabriel. Yeah, I don't know any of these. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce.
You butchered that one.
The 2013 ceremony featured Beyonce, Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
So there's always big names. So I guess it's
nothing.
Just since the last one, it was COVID, so it was kinda we haven't really had a big one since 2016. So.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people involved. Like, if it would have went the other way and Kamala won, you would think there'd be like Beyonce out there and like all the Bruce Springsteen would be out there singing. I mean, it'd be some really big names too. I don't think it's just Trump's side, but
right.
It's a party.
Yeah, that's how it is with Trump.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how everything works out.
Yeah.
They were messing with Trump about his wife's outfit. How it was like all dark blue. She had the hat and all that. Like, you just expect something different out of her.
Right. Well, I saw Jeff Bezos with his wife.
Yeah.
I saw a photo of him, like, I don't know if it was like 10 years ago, but it said something about what money can buy you. And like 10 years ago, he was looking horrible, and his wife, she wasn't looking horrible, but she just wasn't.
Well, he divorced. Yeah, he divorced his first wife. This is his girlfriend. They've only been dating for a couple years.
She's
so. There's a picture of Mark Zuckerberg looking down because she wore a very revealing shirt, and there's like a picture that they caught where Zuckerberg's like looking down, like, oh,
trying to keep his eyes to himself.
Yeah, he didn't even try. But yeah, they partied it up. Now it's all business. Now we'll see. We'll start seeing.
Yep. We'll
see what the after effects are. The rest of the world. If they change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, then I'll believe them. Yep. I'll believe in whatever.
Exactly.
If you can change that, that's That's major. That's power.
Yeah.
Well, do you got anything else you want to talk about? I do got one thing I want to talk about. I was just telling you, I was just driving down the road before I jumped on here, and I got to talk about this drone or whatever it is I saw. It freaked me out. Not freaked me out, but it's heavy on my mind. I videoed it, and it's horrible video. But I was driving down the road, looked up at the sky, and I saw something pretty big up there, and I thought, that's a weird looking airplane. I thought it was like a Boeing 737, like it was up there pretty high. And the lights, I know they have a green light and a red light on their wings. That's how you decipher which way it's flying, right? Is which way the green light is on. And I was looking, and this thing wasn't moving, and it was getting a little lower. And then I saw all these lights blinking. Man, it was like a whole display. And then as I was getting closer, like I could see it. It was still up there pretty far, but the lights were going around it, almost like a circular motion. And the video I got, I'm driving down the road, holding my camera, hitting bumps in the road, so it's not real clear. But you can see where it like blinks like a siren, like it's going. It almost looks like it's going around in circles. So I don't know what I saw, man. And I don't have any updates because TikTok took away all my updates to what's going on with drones on the East Coast. But I am out by Wright Pat Air Force Base. I mean, I'm not real close, but
close enough.
You know, it's about 45 minutes away and a half hour, 45 minutes away. And they shut down at one point because drones are flying in their way. So I don't know what I saw, but it's 11 degrees outside right now. So it's not like it's optimal. Yeah. It's dark. It's 11 degrees, freezing out there. This isn't the fun time to go flying a drone over your field.
No.
So that was interesting.
That's a little weird.
It is, man. It's just weird, but it could be for good stuff too. Like everybody's on notice because all the weird drones, but there's probably good drones out there doing stuff too, right? Looking for animals in the fields that are freezing to death or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something creative that they could be doing.
Right.
Maybe it's searching for a missing person or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or
I guess we'll see if we'll figure out if it's on the news tomorrow.
Maybe it just dive bombed something. Who knows?
Right. I mean, it's interesting because I mean, Columbus, it just got announced. I was telling you yesterday that Anduril Industries is building a huge warehouse out here in southeast Columbus. And what that company does is they work on drones and think like underwater robots, and they're all managed by AI.
Oh, wow.
It's like super high tech stuff for the military. So wouldn't surprise me. I mean, of course, they're going to finally be in the factory in a couple years. So it's just in the early stages, but in a couple years, it wouldn't surprise me if China or whoever wants to fly a drone over top and figure out, oh, I wonder what they're working on over here. Maybe get some information.
That thing that I saw, I mean, I was right by it. The video I showed you, man, I don't know how close I was to this thing because it was up in the air, but I mean, I drove past it. Like it was floating in the air and I drove past it. So I don't know how high it was because it's dark, but it made no noise. Like I had my window cracked and I couldn't hear anything. Like it wasn't like it was the size of an SUV. Like they kept saying, like these really big ones, making no noise, but tons of lights. And it was just hanging out, man, going nowhere.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah. Wonder if there's somebody we can call, like somebody we got somebody on the sheriff's department we could call and see if anybody else made any complaints.
It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, if someone has.
I mean, we're a little farm town, so stuff like that freaks people out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I think it'd be a good time to wrap it up.
We covered all the big news stories, I'd say.
Yep. 2 lives going at the same time, so that's good.
Yep.
We'll start start putting some more content out there. We appreciate everybody liking our stuff. We've been putting out more short clips of these conversations, and hopefully we have some more for you here real shortly. So, all right, everybody.
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
See ya. Brought out 2 oldies but goodies.